Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself at 90, moving easily, walking steadily, doing the things you love, without needing a cane, without worrying about falling, without losing your independence. It's not just a dream. It's possible, and it starts with a simple choice you can make today. The truth is, many seniors believe that weakness, frailty, and falls are just part of aging. But they're not inevitable. There's one powerful vitamin that quietly holds the key to keeping your muscles strong, your balance sharp, and your freedom intact. Today, I want to share with you exactly what this vital nutrient is, how it protects your body, and what simple steps you can take to strengthen yourself for the years ahead. Because you deserve more than just growing older, you deserve to grow stronger, wiser, and more vibrant with each passing year. Let's begin. As we age, there's a hidden epidemic unfolding all around us, and sadly, most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Every year, 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 suffers a fall. These aren't just harmless little slips. They often lead to serious injuries, broken hips, fractured bones, head trauma, and in far too many cases, a devastating loss of independence. Many seniors who fall once never fully recover their strength, their confidence, or their ability to live freely without help. But what's truly alarming is that most of these falls aren't just accidents. They're symptoms of a bigger, silent problem that builds up over time, the gradual loss of muscle strength. This slow decline doesn't happen overnight. It sneaks up year after year, making once simple activities, like standing from a chair or walking across the room, feel harder and riskier. But here's the good news. This is something we can fight back against. It's not about fancy treatments or expensive therapies. The real secret is surprisingly simple, and it's been right under our noses the entire time. Today, we're talking about a natural, essential vitamin that plays a powerful role in protecting your strength, your balance, and ultimately, your independence. If you're over 60, or you have a loved one who is, this information could make all the difference. Because once you understand how this one nutrient works inside your body, you'll realize that staying strong and steady isn't about luck, it's about giving your body exactly what it needs to thrive. So, what exactly is this powerful nutrient that could help you stay strong, steady, and independent as you age? The answer might surprise you, it's vitamin D. Most of us have heard of vitamin D when it comes to keeping our bones healthy, but what many people don't realize is that its role goes far beyond just bones. Vitamin D is absolutely crucial for your muscles, your balance, and your overall strength. Without enough of it, your body struggles to keep your muscles working properly, making every step less stable and every movement more risky. We often hear about calcium for bone health, but here's the truth. Calcium can't do its job without enough vitamin D. And even more importantly, strong muscles, the very muscles that keep you standing, walking, and living independently, depend heavily on healthy vitamin D levels. It's like the foundation of a house. If the foundation weakens, the whole structure becomes unstable. The same thing happens in your body. Unfortunately, many seniors only start thinking about vitamin D after a fracture or a serious fall, when it's often too late to reverse the damage. But you don't have to wait for a crisis. By focusing on your vitamin D levels now, you can take a powerful step toward protecting not just your bones, but also the muscle strength and balance you need to live life fully and confidently at any age. When it comes to preserving your strength and independence as you age, science has made one thing crystal clear: vitamin D is absolutely essential, and the research is too strong to ignore. Let's start with a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. Researchers found that seniors who took vitamin D supplements had a 23% lower risk of falling compared to those who didn't. Think about that. Nearly 1 in 4 falls could be prevented simply by maintaining healthy vitamin D levels. Considering how devastating falls can be for older adults, from fractures to long hospital stays, That's an incredibly powerful and encouraging number. But the story doesn't end there. Another major study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, found that vitamin D deficiency is strongly linked to weaker leg muscles, slower walking speed, and a much higher risk of both falls and fractures. In simple terms, the lower your vitamin D levels, the weaker and less stable your legs become, making every step you take more dangerous. Over time, this can lead to a heartbreaking loss of mobility and independence. So why is vitamin D so critical for strength and balance? Here's the key: your body relies on vitamin D to properly absorb and use calcium, the mineral that keeps your bones strong. But calcium doesn't just support your bones, it's also vital for healthy muscle contraction and coordination. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't use calcium effectively, leaving your bones brittle and your muscles weaker. This combination creates a perfect storm that speeds up a process called sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Sarcopenia affects nearly half of all people over the age of 80, and it's one of the main reasons so many seniors experience falls, frailty, and reduced quality of life. It starts quietly. Maybe you notice you can't get up from a chair as easily, or walking up a flight of stairs feels more exhausting. Left unchecked, sarcopenia worsens year after year, robbing you of strength, balance, and even the ability to live independently. And a major driver behind this silent decline? Low vitamin D levels. What's more concerning is that this deficiency often goes unnoticed. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't cause obvious symptoms right away. It creeps in slowly, weakening your muscles, slowing your reflexes, and sapping your energy without much warning. That's why proactive action is so important, because by the time you feel the effects, significant damage may have already been done. The good news is that preventing this spiral is simple. Supporting your body with the right amount of vitamin D can strengthen your muscles, speed up your reflexes, improve your balance, and dramatically reduce your risk of falling. It's one of the easiest and most effective strategies seniors can use to preserve their mobility and independence for years to come. In a moment, we'll look at just how common vitamin D deficiency really is, and why so many seniors unknowingly live with dangerously low levels. Now that we understand how critical vitamin D is for maintaining strength and balance, here's the part that should truly concern all of us. Over 60% of seniors today are vitamin D deficient. Yes, more than half of all older adults are living with dangerously low levels of this essential nutrient, often without even realizing it. And the consequences are more serious than many people think. There are several reasons why vitamin D deficiency becomes so common as we age. First, our skin naturally loses its ability to produce vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. Even if you spend time outdoors, your body simply doesn't convert sunlight into vitamin D as efficiently after age 60. Second, many seniors spend less time outside, whether due to mobility issues, colder climates, or simply lifestyle changes. And third, dietary intake of vitamin D is often far too low, especially for those who don't regularly eat fatty fish, fortified dairy products, or other vitamin D-rich foods. When you put these factors together, it's easy to see why deficiency is so widespread. But what's even more alarming is what happens if this problem isn't addressed. Studies show that seniors with low vitamin D levels are twice as likely to suffer catastrophic falls and fractures compared to those with healthy levels. And for many, a single fall can mark the beginning of a permanent loss of independence. The truth is, ignoring your vitamin D levels is a risk no one over 60 can afford to take. But the good news is, with just a few simple steps, you can correct this deficiency and dramatically lower your risk of injury, weakness, and frailty. If you've been wondering whether you might already be low in vitamin D, your body could be quietly sending you signals. You just have to know what to look for. One of the first and most common signs is muscle weakness and a feeling of unsteadiness, especially when standing or walking. You might notice that simple movements feel more tiring, or that you have trouble keeping your balance. If you find yourself reaching for furniture to steady yourself or feeling unsure on your feet, it's not something to brush off. It could be a clear warning that your muscles aren't getting the support they need. Frequent falls are another major red flag. While it's easy to blame a stumble on bad luck or clumsiness, recurring falls often point to an underlying weakness in muscle strength and balance, and vitamin D deficiency is a major contributor. Another symptom you shouldn't ignore is bone pain, particularly in the back, hips, or legs. If your bones feel achy, sore, or unusually sensitive, it could be because your body isn't absorbing enough calcium due to low vitamin D levels, leaving your bones weaker and more prone to discomfort. Slow wound healing is also a key sign. Vitamin D plays an important role in tissue repair, so if you find that cuts, bruises, or sores are taking longer to heal than they used to, that's a strong clue your vitamin D stores might be low. And lastly, pay attention to nighttime leg cramps and spasms. If you're waking up with painful cramps in your legs or feet, it could mean your muscles aren't functioning properly, another hallmark of vitamin D deficiency. If any of these symptoms sound familiar, don't wait. The best and simplest way to find out is to ask your doctor for a basic blood test to check your vitamin D levels. It's quick, easy, and could give you valuable information to protect your health moving forward. Now that you understand how important vitamin D is, let's talk about one of the simplest and most natural ways to boost your levels: sunlight. The best time to get vitamin D from the sun is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when the sun's rays are strongest. During this window, spending just 20 to 30 minutes outside, 3 to 4 times a week, can make a powerful difference. You don't need to be sunbathing for hours, just a little bit of natural exposure to your face, arms, and legs is enough to stimulate vitamin D production in your skin. However, here's something important to know: as we get older, our skin naturally becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. That means seniors need to be even more intentional about their time outdoors. Even if you're outside, it takes more sunlight to generate the same amount of vitamin D compared to when you were younger. Simply put, you have to work a little harder to get the same benefit, but it's well worth it. Now, what if you live in a place that's cloudy, rainy, or experiences long, cold winters? Or maybe you're not able to get outside as often as you'd like. In that case, there's a great alternative: consider using a vitamin D lamp. These special lamps are designed to mimic the UVB rays of natural sunlight, stimulating your skin to produce vitamin D indoors, even when the weather doesn't cooperate. Just a few minutes of exposure several times a week can help you maintain healthy vitamin D levels, even during the darkest months. Remember, your body was designed to make vitamin D naturally. Reconnecting with the sun, even just a few times a week, can be one of the most powerful steps you take toward protecting your strength, balance, and overall health. While sunlight is a fantastic natural source of vitamin D, another important way to boost your levels is through the foods you eat. Adding vitamin D-rich foods to your daily meals can give your body a steady supply of this essential nutrient, and it's a simple change that can make a real difference over time. Some of the very best sources come from the sea. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tuna are rich in vitamin D and also provide healthy omega-3 fatty acids, which support your heart and brain health as you age. Just one serving of salmon can give you a big portion of your daily vitamin D needs. Another great option is egg yolks. While many people focus on egg whites for protein, it's actually the yolk that holds the majority of the vitamins, including vitamin D. Including a few whole eggs throughout the week can be a smart and easy way to boost your intake naturally. Don't forget about fortified dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese. Many dairy brands add vitamin D to their products specifically to help prevent deficiency. These foods not only support your bones through calcium but also provide the vitamin D needed to absorb that calcium properly. If you prefer plant-based options, there's good news: Sun-exposed mushrooms are one of the very few plant foods that naturally produce vitamin D when grown under UV light. Adding mushrooms to your salads, stir-fries, or soups can be a tasty way to support your vitamin D needs, especially if you follow a vegetarian or vegan diet. However, here's an important reminder: for most seniors, food alone may not be enough to fully correct or prevent vitamin D deficiency, especially if you have limited sun exposure. That's why, for many older adults, supplementation becomes not just helpful but necessary. Sometimes, even with good sun exposure and a healthy diet, it can still be difficult for seniors to get enough vitamin D. That's where high-quality supplementation comes in, and it can make all the difference. First, let's talk about the right dosage. For adults between the ages of 50 and 70, the general recommendation is at least 600 international units, IU, of vitamin D per day. However, once you cross the age of 70, the needs go up. Experts recommend 800 to 2000 IU daily to maintain optimal bone strength, muscle function, and immune health. But not all vitamin D supplements are created equal. When you shop for a vitamin D product, be sure to choose vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol. Why D3? Because research shows that vitamin D3 is better absorbed and more effective at raising and maintaining healthy blood levels compared to vitamin D2. It's the natural form your body prefers, the same type you produce when your skin is exposed to sunlight. Here's another important tip: always take your vitamin D supplement with a meal that contains healthy fats. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it dissolves in fat and is absorbed better when eaten with foods like avocado, olive oil, nuts, eggs, or fatty fish. If you take vitamin D on an empty stomach or with a very low-fat meal, you might not get the full benefit. A high-quality vitamin D3 supplement, taken daily, can fill in the gaps left by limited sun exposure or diet and ensure that your body has what it needs to keep your bones strong, your muscles working properly, and your balance steady. While getting enough vitamin D is absolutely critical, there's a piece of the puzzle that many people, even many doctors, often overlook: magnesium. Here's why it matters so much: your body can't properly activate and use vitamin D without enough magnesium. Think of vitamin D as a key, and magnesium as the hand that turns that key and unlocks the benefits inside your body. Without magnesium, even if you're taking the right amount of vitamin D, much of it simply won't be absorbed or put to work. Fortunately, it's easy to support your magnesium levels through smart food choices. Some of the best magnesium-rich foods include dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, crunchy nuts like almonds, and pumpkin seeds, a powerhouse snack for seniors. You'll also find good amounts of magnesium in whole grains like brown rice and oats, perfect for healthy breakfasts or hearty side dishes. Adding these foods to your daily meals not only boosts your magnesium but also supports your bones, heart, and muscles in other important ways. However, if your diet is lacking, or if you're dealing with health issues that lower magnesium levels, it might be helpful to consider a magnesium supplement. Always talk to your healthcare provider first to find the right type and dosage for your needs. Magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate are often recommended because they're easier on the stomach and well absorbed. By combining vitamin D with magnesium, you create a powerful synergy that maximizes your strength, improves muscle function, boosts bone health, and supports your overall mobility. This small addition can make a big difference in helping you stay strong, stable, and independent as you age. If you're wondering how soon you might start to feel the benefits after boosting your vitamin D levels, here's some encouraging news: you don't have to wait long to see real improvements. Within just 2 weeks, many people notice less cramping and more energy throughout the day. Those nagging nighttime leg cramps often start to fade, and getting out of bed in the morning feels a little easier. Your muscles begin to function more efficiently as your vitamin D stores start to rebuild. After 1 month, you may experience stronger legs and noticeably better balance. Activities like walking, climbing stairs, or simply standing up from a chair start to feel more stable and secure. You may also notice that you feel less fatigued after physical activity, a sure sign that your muscles are regaining their strength. By the time you reach 3 months, the improvements become even more powerful. Research shows that with consistent vitamin D supplementation, bone density improves, helping to protect you against fractures. The risk of falls drops by 31%, a major reduction considering how devastating falls can be for seniors. Muscle strength increases by about 35%, making everyday movements safer and easier. The risk of serious fractures drops by as much as 40%, safeguarding your independence and quality of life. But here's the most important message: consistency is key. Taking vitamin D occasionally won't deliver the results you deserve. Daily effort creates lasting results. Just like watering a plant or exercising a muscle, the real transformation comes from steady, ongoing care. When you commit to supporting your body every single day, you give yourself the best possible chance to stay strong, mobile, and independent, not just for a few months, but for years to come. Now that you know the vital role vitamin D plays in keeping you strong, steady, and independent, here's a simple daily strategy you can start right away to protect your health for years to come. First, make sure you get your vitamin D levels checked regularly. A simple blood test from your doctor can tell you where you stand and whether you need to make adjustments. Second, aim to spend time in the midday sun whenever possible, ideally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., for about 20 to 30 minutes, at least 3 to 4 times a week. Third, eat vitamin D-rich foods throughout the week. Focus on fatty fish like salmon or sardines, add egg yolks to your meals, enjoy fortified dairy, and include sun-exposed mushrooms if you prefer plant-based options. Fourth, if your diet or sun exposure isn't enough, which is common for many seniors, supplement daily with a high-quality vitamin D3 and magnesium combination. This ensures your body can fully absorb and activate the vitamin D you're giving it. Remember, daily effort over time creates lasting strength, resilience, and independence. Skipping days or forgetting your supplements can undo the progress you work so hard to achieve. This small daily habit, just a little attention to your vitamin D, could mean the difference between living vibrantly on your own terms or struggling with weakness, falls, and loss of independence. As we wrap up, I want you to truly picture it, staying strong, mobile, and independent well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. Imagine walking confidently without fear, keeping up with your grandkids, traveling, enjoying your favorite hobbies without hesitation. It's not some distant dream. It's entirely possible, and it starts with just one smart choice today. Take charge of your health. Get your vitamin D levels up, and keep walking strong. You have the power to shape your future. Start now. Stay consistent. And watch your strength and your life transform.